Welcome to session 2 of our relationship series. Successful marriages require that you actively run your relationships, and we discovered in session 1 that there are 5 connections, major bonds in your relationship, and they are dynamic and interactive. They're represented in this easy-to-remember visual, the RAM, and hopefully you'll see how this is so applicable not only to your life day to day, but also to how you run the imbalances, the ways that these things kind of move through the course of life.
Yeah, but the reality of life is that these areas of closeness will be disrupted. They're going to be drained of their vitality and thrown out of balance. You know, the danger is not becoming imbalanced, but staying imbalanced. So the key to success in your relationship is to realign the bonds of your relationship in regular huddles.
You know, there's skills needed for maintaining and realigning each area of your relationship, each of these bonds. The first area that we're going to look at today is this area of know and how to keep your know growing strong. There's no better example of what it means to stay in the know than how God knows us. Psalm 139 says, God knows the most personal areas of your life. It reads, "You have searched me, O Lord, and you know me. You know when I sit and when I rise. You perceive my thoughts from afar. You discern my going out, my lying down. You're familiar with all my ways. Before there's even a word on my tongue, you, O Lord, know it completely." I know this is about our Lord and how intimate He is with us, but in some ways it almost sounds like my wife and how she knows me. She knows what I'm thinking from afar, and she may not know what I'm going to say before I say it, but she oftentimes finishes my sentences.
That's so true. Well, the intimate ways that God knows you provides a picture of how husbands and wives should stay in the know. When Jesus said, "And even the very hairs of your head are all numbered," He was reassuring the disciples that one of the evidences that you are so valued by God is that He knows the most insignificant things of your life. Do you see how this explains why it's so important to stay in the know? Because when you act on your desire to stay in the know with your partner, you show a real interest in them. You're making them feel valued.
So what is needed for you to stay in the know? We're going to go through the importance of good communication as well as the ability to work through conflicts with grace.
We just have always laughed a lot. We use humor a lot just to remind one another of things with like a little jab instead of something angry. Sometimes we'll just make a joke about it, but the other person knows quite well what that means.
If both of us are communicating it and the other person is not understanding it, or it appears that they're listening, but the action is not showing that. So that part has in the past become frustrating, but the way how we combat that is to actually sit down and really communicate. And when I say communicate, seek clarity.
What I have learned is lack of communication sets me up for unmet expectations. Because I have things in my head that I think are going to happen, but if I'm not communicating those or being open and vocal and then they don't happen, then I start to hold bitterness or anger. Well, didn't he know that he was supposed to do this? And so by communicating those things, in my mind and in my heart, I know Cam would do it, but oftentimes he needs a little prompting or he just needs me to flat out ask him.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of times what we'll do is we'll tell the kids, you know, it's adult time, and we go sit out on the front porch and just have a conversation.
Talk about our days.
Yeah, talk about it. And we'll have a cell phone free moment, like we won't even bring our phones out to the front porch.
You know, for your mom and I, seeing that we're empty nesters and I have a home office, our regular talk times are pretty much 24/7. We have to schedule no talk times. You know, there's a really intriguing, challenging verse in the New Testament in 1 Peter 3:7. The Phillips translation comes closest to the literal meaning of this verse when it reads, "You husbands should try to understand the wives you live with." Literally, husbands are in charge of creating a sense of understanding in their relationship with their wives. Be thoughtful, considerate, make them feel understood.
Isn't that such an irony that husbands are put in charge of facilitating a strong feeling of being understood? It's just not the forte of most husbands. But making your partner feel known and understood is so very bonding. It's essential to a close marriage. And it's such a powerful way of loving your wife because it's one of the most meaningful needs she has.
For how to do this, we're going to offer you a couple suggestions.
Yeah, first, you need to have an open communication. This is an acronym for the 4 depths of communication you need to be cycling through when you guys have conversations. So the O in open stands for observations and facts. These refer to the types of communications or talks where you're just really talking about current events, facts, parts of your day, things you've heard and seen, like, what did you do today while I was gone? Or, hey, I'm taking the kids to their swim lessons and then I'll pick up dinner at the grocery store.
The P stands for perspectives and opinions, and it takes it one step a little bit further, that now you are putting in what you think about something. So rather than just saying what the weather is, like reporting a fact, you're talking about how it's affecting you. It's like my wife and I love to watch documentaries because it generates so much talk about things and opinions and putting those thoughts in there. And that's a big part of staying in the know, knowing what your partner, your spouse believes about things. The E goes even a step further. It's your experiences and emotions. So now you're conveying what you not just think, but also how you feel about something. Like you talk about something that happened at work, how your supervisor maybe didn't comment on some award that you had received. And then you start talking about and disclosing how it actually felt to you. You felt very disappointed or overlooked.
And the N stands for needs and relationship responses. This is the most meaningful depth of communication in your relationship because you express what you're feeling toward your spouse and then what you want and need in your relationship. So this is kind of what you would call your relationship talks. So this would look something like, I really appreciate that you came out to the garage to help organize the mess. You're so supportive of